how do I prevent? How do I, as a parent, make sure that my teenager does not abuse drugs, alcohol, and become addicted?
Well,
Along the same lines.
yeah, very, very similar question. So here's the answer. It's not a virus, okay? It's not something you pick up in a public restroom, you know. It's not because this doesn't happen because he's watching too much violence on TV. I mean, we watch violence on TV. Look at us, we're doing great, you know. But so you can't, if your kid has a genetic predisposition to alcoholism or addiction or any kind of process addiction, you can't stop that. It's not something that you can get in front of. What you can do is get proactive. And if you start to sense or feel something's going on, engage and start saying, hey, you know, we have a history of addiction and alcoholism and mental illness in our family. So what we're going to do is we're going to start setting boundaries. And we're going to start drug testing on a regular basis. We're going to check on your academics every week, not every day, every week. And we're going to make sure you're going to school, you're turning in your homework, and you're getting a certain grade point level. And that my job as a parent is to make sure you're doing that now. And then the last category is we're going to make sure that you're behaving well within the structure of the family. Now, my job as a parent, if you're struggling with any three of those, one of those three, is to give you the support and the resources to take care of that situation. If you're struggling with drugs and alcohol, then I'm going to get you help. If you're struggling with school, I'm going to get you help. If you're struggling with your mental health, your behavior, you're interacting with other people, I'm going to get you help. That's my job as your parent, not to punish you. Punishing you is one of the things that can happen, but that's not the job. So that's the answer to that question.
Well, I think what I always tell parents, I mean, like parents' instincts normally are right about their parent. I just had a family call this morning with someone in dire needs, and the mom said, well, we've been suspecting he's been abusing drugs for 3-4 years now, but I think we finally got proof. So it kind of goes to what you're talking. I mean, if you're suspecting, kind of doesn't wait for the chaos. So you can jump in along the same lines. I mean, with this, how do I prevent or how do I help? And like when that suspicion is there, jump in is what you're saying, if I'm hearing you right.
Well, I mean, if somebody's struggling, if you suspect that any member of your family or a friend or whatever is struggling, you know, that's an opportunity for you to offer help or offer a solution. You know, I'm not saying that you need to get, you know, act on your codependent and enabling tendencies and say, I'm here to fix you and save you. I will take care of everything. Not that I've ever done that, but you know, this is an opportunity for you to say, hey, I love you. I notice you've really struggled and you're having a tough time with this. Can I help you? Can I offer you some support? Can I point you in the right direction? You know, and I was having this conversation with a mom today. Her son called her about a week or so ago and said, I think I'm gonna quit using drugs and I'm gonna detox, and I think I need you at home to help me. And she was like, okay. And then we were talking today, and she was like, you know, and she was using a lot of we, and you know, this is what he needs to do. And I'm like, okay, so I hear what you're saying, but I want to be super clear with you. That's his journey, not yours. Your journey is to stay out of his way and offer him support. And she's like, you're right. So I think that's the thing that we have to learn is that, you know, I'm here to help. I'm here to offer support. But, you know, one of the other funny phrases I've always learned is help is the sunny side of control. You know, so it's help when I ask for it. It's control and manipulation when you just jump in and start running the show, you know?
So with spending Monday evenings with Kevin Petersen, who knows how long this has been going on? It feels like 5 minutes because everything's, you know, flies by. But I'm interested in, here's my grasp, and I'm selfish, so I'm always turning it into my family. So is it safe to say, like in general, like what I hear you say is like open communication and a lot of like if the family dynamic encourages open dialogue and open communication, there's there seems to be like that seems, I'm not saying it's gonna, prevent them from being an addict or alcoholic, but what I hear you say a lot of questions when it comes around to this subject is if a family can embrace just kind of open communication, check-ins, kind of the like my mom always wanted dinner to be like conversations and stuff. Like if I grew up now with all the cell phones and technology, I think my mom would have gone insane. But family dinner time was to how was your day, and she would always ask questions. We'd brush her off and just chow down. So we didn't really I never came from an open kind of dialogue family, which is kind of like I can look at my grandparents and trace it all the way back. But I think a good thing from what I'm hearing is kind of encouraging open dialogue.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's it's a proactive stance, right? And so yes, it is an open dialogue, and it's also the concept of instead of waiting for the crisis to occur and then being like, oh shit, what do we do? My position is, well, why don't we have a proactive conversation and be like, hey, we have a history in our family, and I want to talk about that. And I'm not, and again, this is something that's so important to get across to parents is don't talk at them. Don't talk down to them. Don't do this, just be like, I'd like to share something with you. I want to talk to you about something. Turns out generationally in our family, there's a long history of addiction and mental illness. And if you ever start to feel things, uncomfortable things, or, let's just talk about it. I just want to let you know that we will do anything in our power to help you with that process. And no questions asked. We're here to help. And we'll give you the options. And then, you get to pick them and choose them and figure it out and whatever works for you. Because everything, whatever, someone might want to do yoga and meditation. Someone might want to go to church. Someone might want to go to therapy and try medication. All valid concepts. Whatever works for you is really what the solution is. And I saw this great TikTok of this military guy. It was like, I want to let you understand that as a leader in the military, I have 3 responsibilities. Is to educate my people, resource them, so give them what they need to get the job done, give them the education to get the job done, and then give them the support to actually do their job. That's my responsibility. It is not my job to micromanage and browbeat and stand over people. And I was like, oh my God, that's parenting. I'm going to help. I'm going to get you the education. I'm going to give you the resources, and I'm going to give you the support. That's my job. So same thing.
Amen.